Hello, I'm Luke Sellers and welcome to another FTV News Bulletin. This week on FTV, firefighters were on full alert after a car struck a gas main at a petrol station in Coleford. Local residents were warned to stay in their homes and keep their windows shut when the car became wedged on top of a leaking gas pipe at the Shell garage in Old Station Way. We spoke to Coleford Fire Service Watch Manager Gordon Lambert as the scene unfolded.
We were called here at 5:30 this evening to what was classed as a major gas leak following an RTC. When we arrived, we found the vehicle that you see in the background there had been driven across the top of a major gas pipe, a natural gas, and severed the pipe. Unfortunately, when the car was being put away, it's an automatic, and instead of being put into reverse, it was left in forward gear. Unfortunately, the car careered across the gas main. This natural gas is escaping well into the atmosphere. We've got Transco there with us. Currently, we're waiting for a rescue appliance to come through from Cheltenham, and we'll lift the vehicle off. The pipe is actually up through between the engine compartment and the saloon of the vehicle, so it won't move. It's got to be lifted upwards. There's also the fear of a spark off it as well. So, you know, we won't take that risk. For the people of Coleford, we want to make sure that it's safe.
45-year-old dad Lyndsay Venner from Lydney has died after a tragic rock climbing accident. Lyndsay died after falling from a cliff during a family outing at Nash Point in the Vale of Glamorgan on Saturday. His father Barten Venner spoke to FTV to pay tribute to his son.
He'd taken my grandson round and he spotted a jackdaw's nest and he thought he would just climb up to see if it was open and there were eggs or young in there. There weren't. On his way back down the cliff, according to my grandson, who was obviously watching his dad come down, the stones he was standing on suddenly gave way and pitched my son headfirst down at my grandson's feet onto some rather large round rocks. He lived life to the full. He always had something to do. He enjoyed life. A damn good father. As my grandsons will testify, the police, when they interviewed them on Saturday afternoon, said how mature they were. For a 10-year-old, Alex was word perfect. He wasn't primed in any way. He just said exactly what he understood to have happened. And the policeman from Cowbridge, I think, said how wonderful it was. And Lewis, my eldest one, was the same. He was in a different police car and he made his statement. I made mine. And to me, they epitomised what they've been taught by their dad.
Heart of the Forest Community Special School has been left devastated after lead thieves caused £20,000 worth of damage to the school building. The thieves rammed a gate with their vehicle and stole the lead on Monday night. Head teacher Howard Jones told FTV the school may face financial ruin if their insurance won't cover the cost.
I was phoned this morning at about 7 o'clock by the caretaker just as I was about to leave home to tell me that lead had been taken off the roof. And when I drove in and saw the extent of it, I felt quite devastated to think that people had gone to the lengths to climb up onto the roof to steal that quantity of lead, probably knowing that it was a special school, knowing that the type of children we were catering for was in incredibly criminal and inconsiderate action. The damage is considerable. We've had about 21 lengths of lead taken, a considerable amount of mess, as you can probably hear in the background. Some of it being cleared up now. Lengths of guttering destroyed, and we've only recently had that renovated. Sections of downpipe, many slates damaged, plus large areas of woodwork damaged as well. So I think it's going to be quite a substantial amount of work to put this right, let alone an incredible amount of money. My colleagues are feeling devastated, just cannot believe that people would sink to the level of doing this. How desperate are they for their money?
And finally this week, FTV caught up with MS sufferer Graham Hanman, who swapped his wheelchair for a paraglider while on holiday in Turkey. The 62-year-old daredevil from Cinderford said he wanted to show fellow MS sufferers that they can take a stand against the illness.
I don't think I really worked out why he did it in the first place. I think it was a fit of stupidity, but we went through with it and I'm very pleased I did actually. Coming down I felt afraid really because I couldn't sit properly in my wheelchair. So I had the feeling of sliding out, that I might slide out, and I thought, blimey, I don't want to get down there before the pilot. But then when I got down, there was a welcome down committee almost there, the rest of our group, together with a number of people, because I didn't realise that the television cameras were there. I can remember answering one question, which part did I think was the best? I said the landing. And I thought, well, afterwards, I thought, well, that's a very good forest expression there. And he went on to tell me the interviewer, the day before, had interviewed Boris Johnson. So I thought, golly, this is fame at its best. Yeah, all in all, it was a good experience, and I thought, sod you MS, you haven't got me down.
That's it for this week's FTV. Don't forget to grab a copy of this week's paper for a full roundup of all the news from across the forest. Goodbye.